Ship it.
Hey man, welcome back to my channel. This is part 10 to Batman's Second Son. A lot of niggas didn't think we were gonna make it this far. I ain't gonna lie. But we did. You know, greatness is you know, a virtue, and you know, come to those who are patient and whatnot. I don't know. I was about to try to sound profound, but I don't really got time for all that. This video gonna come out a little late because a bunch of shit happened. I haven't really been sleeping because I've been running around doing shit, moving around and shit. But I'm getting better at managing my time. So I still should have about an hour and some change to make this video, which is why I'm recording, because, you know what I'm saying, before anything else come up, I need to make sure I keep my word. I did say I was gonna post Monday. It might be late, but it's still gonna be on Monday, because hey, keeping your word is a very important thing, and I feel like everybody should learn to keep your word, and if you can't, to inform the people you give your word to, because words is all we have. Like, to be honest, this is one of the only, it's like the oldest commodity. Before money, before anything else, it was your word. But enough about that shit. I ain't trying to teach y'all boys history or whatnot, you know. I'm gonna start right where I left off. Casper, he hang up the phone. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about some, they gonna tell him. Well, John was talking about some, he gonna tell him when he get to the location. And I ain't gonna lie, boy, he kinda angry. He don't know what the fuck going on. He feel a certain type of way for more than one reason. Like I've been kinda hinting at, he ain't all the way right in the head, because it's a bunch of things compounding on him. Emotions, memories, identities, they all there in a way. So, you know, he's sitting in his car and he think, damn, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna, you know what I'm saying, go to this situation? How am I gonna attack this situation? But then he like, fuck it, what the fuck? What am I doing all this thinking for? So, you know what I'm saying, he kinda getting a little bit reckless, but you know what I'm saying, he is angry. He ain't really even trying to process shit. So the first thing he do is he makes sure that the people he care about is in a relatively safe place, in case, you know what I'm saying, things go wrong and go left. So he called Kanan, you know what I'm saying. Him and Kanan were just talking, so Kanan's surprised to get a call this fast. And he tell him, hey, you know what I'm saying, make sure, you know, you keep an eye on, like, you know what I'm saying, Erica and Diana and Veronica and that shit. And he like, what? Like, yo, what? This don't sound like no normal little favor. You want some crash out shit, bro? And he like, nah, but like, you know, plans don't never go according to plan all the time. And he like, no. You don't have the right to say some shit like that. Every plan I've ever heard you say have went exactly according to plan. So like I was saying, if you feel like you gotta do some shit, right, to think it through, don't just, and you know what I'm saying, that nigga Casper hang up, because he like, I ain't trying to hear all that, right? That nigga on some demon timing. He ain't trying to come down from that. So immediately, you know what I'm saying, he step on the gas, you know, he going like fucking 150, right? he ain't even trying to like be patient about it or nothing. You know, Kanan, he mad because, you know, bro hanging up on him and shit. And he like, nigga hanging up on me like I'm a hoe. Like, but at the same time, he gonna do what was asked because that's just the type of guy he is, the loyalty he hold. You know what I'm saying? They known each other for 2 months and some change, but it felt like a lifetime. On top of the fact that Casper did change his life, you know what I'm saying? He got more money than he ever had. He ain't really got to worry about nothing. And I stopped really talking about the money side of things because I didn't want to be too obsessive with how much they had and what they was spending and whatnot. But together, them boys have already pushed upwards of like, I'm gonna say 4.5 mil. So like they up there. They, you know what I'm saying? The four lists and whatnot, but they up there. But you know, obviously, Casper don't think that's any type of real money, because you know he just got a lot that he feel like he gotta do and a lot of responsibilities he feel like he needs to take on. So he don't never really feel like anything is enough for him. But you know that's a different problem for a different day. So he get to the area. You know what I'm saying? It's a dock. You know, he see them, you know what I'm saying? He see where they at. He make sure he park his car a good distance away, right? So he looking at them, you know, he zoom in with his eyes. He, you know what I'm saying? Basically like he got binoculars. He watching them and he see, you know what I'm saying? It looked like they alone, but once he changed through them different spectrums, you know what I'm saying? He catch, hey, it's a lot of people there. And he like, oh, they think I'm fucking stupid, right? And this just like adding fuel to the fire. So he thinking, damn, what can I do in this situation? Right? He go into his trunk, he grab a mask and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, a little shiesty. He put it on. And then he put on a jacket. And under his jacket, it's kind of like, it's kind of something nerd, but you know, ain't like anybody can notice because they not watching him. And like I don't really want to say what it is because you know it's important to the story. Just follow along, right? So he start walking down there. You know they seeing somebody coming towards them. They look. You know John's the one who see him first because you know what I'm saying he was facing that way. So they see him. You know what I'm saying they see a male shiesty hoodie on, right? And they're like, okay, what the fuck? So he walk up, he get like I'm gonna say like three or so feet from them, and then he start playing a tape recording, right? And this is the the genius that he is, right? So because he hiding his face, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention he did put some context in, so like his eye color is not the same. He know don't hey he know. So because I'm kind of Russian, I ain't gonna lie, but he put context in. So he playing a recording, and I'm saying it's his voice coming through, and he like, what the fuck do y'all want, right? But it's kind of tweaked a little bit, so it don't sound exactly like him. Kind of robotic in a way, right? And John, he like, can you get a load of this shit? He didn't even have the fucking balls to come himself, but he was talking like he was somebody on that phone, right? And Madison, she like, shut up. Like what is your problem? Right? And my boy, he on some Lex Luthor shit. He got a inferiority complex a little bit, but more on that later. So he started walking towards, you know what I'm saying, Casper, not knowing that that's Casper, right? And you know what I'm saying, he get within like a foot, and that boy he jumped forward. You know what I'm saying? John, he wasn't expecting it. He kicked him right in the front part of his knee, sent his knee backwards, completely shattered his fucking knee, grab him by the back of the neck, and basically hem him up and put a knife to the under part of his ribs. And then he tell that nigga in his ear, he like, don't move. And he heard him, he like, oh fuck, cause you know that nigga knee shattered, he crying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he trained, but at the same time, nobody trained him for getting his fucking knee broke like that. Like that, you can't get trained for shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? He kinda trying to keep himself composed and shit, but you know, all that pain rushing to his brain. You know what I'm saying? His face fully flushed red, knee just dangling there. It's fucking crazy. And, you know, Madison, she upped the blick because, you know, of course, they agents and whatnot, right? So he grabbed right under the side of John arm, right? He pulled his gun out, and now he got a gun too, and a knife. So, you know what I'm saying? It's looking kind of crazy. It's a little standoff, you know. Other agents start coming out from, you know what I'm saying, behind the shipping containers and whatnot. And he like, and I'm the bitch. And, you know, John, he like, I never said that. You know what I'm saying? He trying to say anything to save his life right now. Because he do feel like his life is in danger. He just know. Like, when you go into a lot of life and death situations, you can tell who actually going to kill you and who's just bluffing. He can feel it. He not playing with him. It ain't no games to be played here. So he looked down at the knife, try to get a little bit more detail of what's going on. He just see this black knife that ain't got no shine to it or nothing. He like, what the fuck is that? Like, he don't even know what it is. And he like, look, I was telling the truth. I'm gonna tell you what was going on. And he was like, nah, I don't need you to say nothing. What I need is for you, Madison, put your gun down, right? And then she like, and then she listened to the voice, and you know, I've been kind of holding this in suspense for the last 10 parts, but she say his actual name, and it's Kennedy, right? Name reveal, yeah, but she like Kennedy, and he like, bitch, that ain't my name no more. My name Casper. And you know, she you know, she put her hands up, you know what I'm saying? She kind of, you know, signaling to all the other agents to like stand down and shit, because that's the asset. They can't kill the asset. But them boys did just see him shatter, you know, John knee, and like, you know, they a small group too. It ain't too many of them. I say probably about a group of 6, cause they in the know, and they at the higher echelons of the American government and whatnot. So like, they the best of the best agent wise. So then, you know, he started, you know what I'm saying, signaling to her with the gun in his other hand, you know what I'm saying? It like moved that way, and he basically make them switch places. So now her back is to the agents that was behind him, and now his back is to the riverfront. Right? And he's still holding John because, you know, it's a lot of aggression there. I ain't gonna lie, you know. When you spend majority of your life getting beat on and like basically talked down to for no reason, like it builds something there. So I don't know. I don't think he gonna let that boy live, but you know, who knows? So Madison, she start trying to, you know, de-escalate the situation and whatnot. And he ain't trying to hear none of that. So he stabbed John right in the shoulder blade, right? And she like, oh fuck, right? Because hey, it been a little time since they seen him, but he ain't behaving how he normally would. He went from non-confrontational and scared, pacifistic in nature to completely fucking different. And they don't know if it was something in the Gotham water or if like they don't know. They don't know. They just saying it was something in Gotham air. They got this nigga feeling different. So them agents, they up their gun again because, you know, they know John. They, you know what I'm saying? They partners and shit. They've been on this case with him for who knows how many years. And Casper, he did have a reason to stab him, but you know what I'm saying? Other than like, well, multiple reasons. Like he did want to hurt him, but there's also another reason he stabbed him. So, you know, Madison, she like, what do you want? What do you want? Like, all right, everything is gonna go your way. And she was like, just let him go, Kennedy. And he like, my name is Casper, right? And she like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? She got her hands up. She like, Casper, let him go. It ain't no way out of this situation if you do what it looked like you're planning to do. And he look at her, you know, he started laughing. And he like, what do it look like I'm planning to do? And she was like, it looked like you're planning to do something you can't take back, right? And she's still thinking that bro ain't popped that cherry yet. Like he ain't get busy. But we all know he did. He up one right now. So he look at her and he like, all right, let me get this right. Not only do y'all treat me like shit my entire life, right? From manipulation, surveillance, and anything the fuck else. I wasn't allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to have any fucking pets. I wasn't even allowed to speak to myself. So I couldn't even have a fucking imagination, apparently. But now I'm wrong for acting on what y'all wanted me to be. This is what you wanted, right? And you know, he started twisting the knife in his shoulder, and like, you know, John, he's screaming, you know, and all that. And you know what I'm saying? She like, this is not what we wanted. And he like, so what did y'all want? Cause I'm confused. Like, was all that physical torment just for fun? Cause I thought it was training. And you know, she like, damn, you know what I'm saying? How she gonna get out of this situation? Cause if she tell him, she's dead, right? And if she don't tell him, John die. But you know what I'm saying? So John, he like, all right. And I was saying he breathing heavy and whatnot. And he's like, we are not allowed to tell you. Right? And, you know, Casper, he kind of taken it back. He's like, what do you mean you're not allowed to tell me? He was like, there's people above us. There's, you know what I'm saying? We don't have the clearance to say anything. And, you know, Madison, she's trying to get that nigga to shut up because, you know what I'm saying? He kind of folding a little bit. So Casper was like, nah, what do you mean clearance? What the fuck is this? And John's like, I can't say. But luckily enough, a person is on site who can tell you. Right? And, you know what I'm saying? He say that. And, you know, John, he is basically like, you know what I'm saying? He praying that the person that's here gonna come out and just start shedding light on this situation so his life stop being bad. And then, you know, Casper, you know what I'm saying, with his you know, his super hearing and whatnot, he hearing a radio going off. He hearing a woman start talking to somebody. And he like, fuck. And he see that boy Slade walk around the shipping container, and he's like, God damn it. Right? Because he don't want to box with Slade. He haven't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he can fight in theory, but he ain't got the experience because he went through the books, so he could kind of throw it out a little bit, but he ain't got the experience to really hold it up. And Slade, he's different, right? So Slade come around, eye patch on, cigar, you know what I'm saying? He looking kind of different. He ain't got his helmet on or nothing, you know. So he looked, he's like, all right, Brat, let him go. And Cass was like, shit, damn. it's getting worse. And now he's starting to think, and he like, damn, maybe I should have listened to Kanan. But hey, he already here. So he like, nah, fuck that. I'm not letting him go. If you could tell me what I want to know, then start talking. Right? And he was like, see, I'm not allowed to negotiate with you. So genuinely, the only thing that really matters here is you. So you could kill all of them for all I care. But that ain't really gonna help you. You know, Casper mind kind of spinning a little bit. He like, what the fuck? So I'm the important thing. Important how? And he's still thinking on a sense of like, do they know that like he comes from somewhere else? And he like, no, that's impossible, because this is all body wash shit. So he like, damn. So what the fuck? What is this? Cause he confused. He like, he thought the abilities he had came from like some type of soul thing. But like, what if the body had its own individual shit that he didn't know about? And that's what it's starting to seem like. So he like, okay, if I let him go, then what? And he was like, then, you know, I'm gonna put you in these handcuffs. We're gonna put a bag over your head. I'm gonna trunk you, and then you're gonna wake up wherever we supposed to push you. And he was like, and I'm supposed to just comply? Like, I'm supposed to just allow that to happen to me? And he was like, yeah, you really don't have a choice. So then cops were like, yeah, okay. And he domed that nigga right in the center of his fucking head. He hit him point blank. He fall back. Everybody looking at it like, oh shit, because they don't expect him to be trying to get greedy like that. And plus, he know, Slade ain't gonna die. He know. But he also know there's some cameras on him, so he gotta appear dangerous, willing to do whatever it takes. So Slade, he get back up, the bullet fall out, and he's like, I don't even get paid for this shit. And he was like, you wanna know what? And then, you know what I'm saying, he heard that voice and Slade intercom again, and it's like, stand down. And he's like, what? And she like, stand down. You heard me, or do you want me to push this button? And he like, fuck it. And you know what I'm saying, he can't finish saying what he want to say because, you know what I'm saying, she can hear him. And Casper, you know what I'm saying, he don't know what Amanda Waller sound like. So like, he's still trying to put some shit together, but he ain't never sat face to face with Amanda Waller to talk to her. And like, nigga, they don't sound like they movie counterparts. So like, if he was just going off movies or anything like that, nigga, they don't sound anything like that. So all these voices are new to him. So he's still trying to figure out who the fuck is that, right? And he started kind of, how do I explain? Like, he's trying to piece together what he already know. And it ain't too many people who can basically put Slade on a leash like that. So he like, damn, who could it be? But you know what I'm saying, nobody would never assume Amanda Waller, like, immediately. Not at the top 3 of people. Most people think, Talia, or, you know what I'm saying, Shiva, or, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of people. Like, it's not just one female that they be like, oh, well, it's a female voice, Amanda Waller. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of females that can put hands on him and, like, kind of cage that nigga up a little bit. So he like, give me your earpiece. And Slay like, what? And it go quiet. And he's like, you heard me. Give me your earpiece. And you know what I'm saying? He like, I don't think I, and she was like, do it. And he like gladly get this bitch the fuck out my ear. He take it out, he toss it, you know what I'm saying? Casper, he catch it, he put it on. And he like, who is this? And you know what I'm saying? It's kinda silent. You know what I'm saying? He can't really get no readings off of it. And then she started talking, but like her voice kinda crack a little bit. And he like, the fuck? Right? But he don't know why. So she like, uh, I hope you enjoyed your little vacation. But they still got plans for him. So he can come willingly, or they can just start messing with a few things and force him to come. And he like, oh yeah? Like what? And she was like, I mean, how long do you think we've been watching you? And he was like, what? And she was like, how long do you think we've been watching you? Cause yeah, it was a little hard to find you and whatnot, but like not completely. And he like, all right. You the type that think that like you got everything figured out, right? Like you just checkmated me. What you think? You think this is a game? And you know, she was like, "Nah, I wouldn't say anything like that. But at the same time, you don't really have much like many options." And you're like, "Yes, I do. What happened if I just shoot myself in the face?" And she go quiet. And he's like, "Yeah, because from what I understand, I'm very important for some reason, and y'all need me more than I even need to comply with whatever the fuck this is. So if you don't get me, then you lose." And you know what I'm saying? She on the other side of that motherfucking, she push mute, but she on the other side of that motherfucker punching the earth. She like, God damn it. Cause, majority of times people wouldn't stake their own life on anything. It's always survival of the fittest and whatnot. But, Casper, he think a little different than most people. So, she was like, okay, you right. We do need you. But at the same time, that still don't help your situation. And he like, oh yeah? So explain to me what is my situation. And she was like, I'm not authorized. And he immediately shoot one of her little officers, one of the no name grunt niggas. And he blamed that nigga. Basically two. He hit him in the chest and he hit him in the head. And that boy fall over. And you know what I'm saying? Madison, she starts screaming because she like, oh damn. Like he off the rails. He lost it. Right? And Amanda Waller, she like, oh shit, because she watching this, she got camera surveillance set up. She's seen what just happened. She like, God damn. Right? And he like, so I'm just gonna keep killing them until you tell me what I wanna know. And you know what I'm saying? She like, I'm not gonna, and he boom boom, another one. Same MO. Chest head. He fall over. And she like, ah. And she was like, do you really think that I would tell you? Like their lives was expendable and they know it. And he like, okay, their lives was expendable. And now he got all the pieces he need. You know what I'm saying? He was monitoring, you know what I'm saying, seeing how she was gonna react to these situations. But how she reacted is exactly Amanda Waller. Like, bro, she ain't about to negotiate with this nigga because he ain't got nothing that's important to her. None of these people are important. She would have killed them all herself if she had to. So now he know exactly who this is because of just the circumstances. And he's like, I know who you are now. And she was like, oh, do you now? And you know what I'm saying? She sounded really confident. He was like, Amanda Waller. And, you know, everybody there shook. They're like, what the fuck? They're like, how the fuck? Right? They're like, who is this? How did he know that? And she shook because she have never, like, name dropped like that at all. Most of the people that work for her don't even know her name. It was only 2 people that work for her that know her name. And that's Madison, Slade, well, 3. Slade and fucking John. All the rest of them don't know her name. They don't even know who the fuck was employing them. Because they got employed through other people that was employing other people that she employed. You know what I'm saying? Like a long line of shit. So then she like shooken because that boy just called her name. And she like, how the fuck do he know my name? And she was like, oh, you're smart. So how much do you know? And he was like, I know enough. I know your name. I know what you do. Kinda. And she was like, and how would you have learned that? And he was like, I have ways of getting information that a lot of people want to keep secret or think are secret. I had a lot of friends. What can I say? I'm very popular. And, you know, she's sitting there and she looking at, you know, little photos and shit of him. You know what I'm saying? They would watch him walk around. They know he got some involvement with Bane. They seen him go to the iceberg lounge. You know what I'm saying? They got a picture of him going in and never coming out. So she know from him being at the steel mill and, you know what I'm saying, in that district over in that area, he got some dealings with Bane. He know Penguin. At least enough for them to just let him through the front door. She don't know nothing about the Ivy part because, you know what I'm saying, he don't really go visit Ivy in person. That was like, he seen her in person like probably 3 times, and then he just started avoiding being in person with her because she don't respect his personal space. So he stopped really doing like in person with Ivy. So she looking at this and she trying to put it together. She like, who could he have got that from? Penguin, no, because she never did anything with Cobblepot. So like, he don't really know of her existence. I mean, well, he probably do, but not enough to be speaking on her like that. But then, you know, she think, well, the only option is Bane, because, you know, she did go out to Bane and shit like that. But at the same time, Bane, he an intellectual. He like to keep all his cards close to his heart. So like, what would make him tell Casper any of that information? So she kind of stumped. She like, how the fuck? Right? And she thinking it ain't too many people that ever like surprised her like that got her straight shook. Because she is shooken. You know what I'm saying? Her hands kind of shaking a little bit for multiple reasons. So she like, okay. All right. We'll do it your way. And he was like, okay, it sound good, but I don't really trust your word. You have a habit of saying one thing and doing others. And she was like, well, I'm in a situation now. And, you know, he thinking, he like, what does she mean she's in a situation? So she was like, well, it's only so long you can run from this situation. So it'd be better for you if you came, because clearly we don't want to hurt you. If we did, you would have been hurt already. And he was like, oh, really? How so? And she was like this. And he gets shot in the back of the leg because, yeah, he had it back to that waterfront. But at the same time, there is marksmen who can make that shot. And dead shot is one of them. So he get hit right in the back of the thigh. And he fall. He's like, ah. And you know what I'm saying? Because that shit hurt. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody who got shot, you know what I'm saying? They will lash out in anger. And he's like, you bitch, right? Because she did kind of just get him shot. And at the same time, she do want to kind of reassert her dominance over this situation. So he kind of kicked that nigga John off him, because when he fell backwards, he was still holding him. So he kicked him off him, and he like, pick himself up, and now he kind of like hobbling a little bit because he don't want to stand on his leg. And Deadshot tell her on another channel, I'm looking at his thigh and he's not bleeding. And she is fucking shook because she like, the fuck you mean he's not bleeding? And he was like, I don't see no blood. So she started talking to him, and she was like, you developed some interesting tricks. And he like, the fuck are you talking about? And she was like, see, I'm aware of what most of the things you can do. But as far as, when your move to Gotham, your ascension, as we will call it, you surprised me on a lot of different levels. Intelligence and the works. And he's like, you talking like you fucking know me or something. And she was like, I do. I know, well, more than you know. More than you probably will ever know. And she dangling that information above him because he do want to know. And she know he curious about, you know what I'm saying, his own identity of sort. So she was like, how about, you know what I'm saying, you make this easy on all of us, and you just go with the nice man in orange. We can have a face-to-face, and I won't have to kill any of your friends. And, you know what I'm saying, she say that, you know what I'm saying, Slade looking right at him. So, you know what I'm saying, he like, oh, yeah, whatever just happened, that boy mad. Because he kind of tensed up, and like, you know what I'm saying, he did get venom. So like, he don't have to constantly take it no more. He's like torn. It's in him. So if he slip, it kind of can leak into his bloodstream and shit, and start to, you know what I'm saying, get him real yaki, real big like. So, he's seen that, you know what I'm saying, he bulked up a little bit, and he like, what the fuck? And Deadshot feeding her this information, but he's looking through a scope, and he like, hey, whatever you just said to him just made him kind of bigger. And, you know what I'm saying, she was like, hello? And he not even talking. He's just sitting there calmly. He's thinking, damn, I gotta kill this bitch, right? But at the same time, it's hard to get to her because she could be anywhere. And she was like, see, if you listen and obey, I won't have to go that far. Obviously, you care about them. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna play your games. He take the earbud out. She was trying to say something else to him, but he take the little earbud out. He crushed that motherfucker in his hand, and he started hobbling towards fucking Slade because he did get shot in the back of the fucking leg, And you know, ouchie, that shit kinda hurt. So he started hobbling forward. You know, Slade, he looked at him and he was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? He pulled that needle out and he staring at him. He looking him straight in the eyes. And he was like, why are you looking at me like that? And you know what I'm saying, Slade, he start feeling some type of way because how Casper looking at him. He looking at him like he's sizing him up, like he think he could beat his ass. And Slade, you know what I'm saying, he do got an ego little problem. So he look at him, he step forward, like, why are you? And then he realized, damn, this motherfucker just shot. Well, not shot, stabbed. He stabbed him. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy if he shot him again. But nah, he just stabbed him right in the side. And then, you know, Slade, he spin kicked right to the chest. And then, you know, he go to grab one of his swords, and then, you know what I'm saying, he get shot in the hand. Because, you know, that, you know, that shot is still like, you know what I'm saying, across the waterway. So like he can still see what's going on, and Amanda Waller can see everything that's going on. So like, you know, his earpiece might be broke, but that shot's not. And she was like, make sure he stopped and know not to fucking do that. Because, you know, that boy Casper is really important. So that happened. You know what I'm saying? Casper, he looked at him, he started laughing. And he was like, you fucking brat. And he fucking grabbed a syringe. He walk up, he grabbed that nigga by the side of his neck, and he stabbing into his neck and shit. And you know, it make that boy go night night. But he still got what he wanted. And you know, we gonna advance on that a little bit later. But he got what he wanted. So I'm gonna say it been probably like 3-4 hours. Casper, he wake up and it's a dark room. Got a giant fucking fan on the ceiling with light behind it. So, you know, it's a big ass blade and it's spinning hella slow. He looking around. He handcuffs to a chair. And he like, all right, this okay. So he looking and he look around the room. Like he study the room and whatnot. And you know, he realized, you know, I'm saying, there ain't no cameras or nothing in here. So, you know what I'm saying? He picked the lock off the handcuffs because, you know what I'm saying, he kinda good like that. And you know what I'm saying, they had him his leg chains. He was it was like a bunch of chains and handcuffs. So he had to break through multiple different layers to get all these locks and stuff off him to be free. So he do that. He opened the door, and once he opened the door, it transitioned to another place. It looked completely different from the room he just came from, and it's like a white room basically. And he's looking around. And he's like, "Fuck, some type of of course, it's a stupid ass test, right?" So he closed the door behind him, and he walk in there, and I was saying he see a red chair kind of in the distance. So you walk up to it, he sit down, and you know, that's when she start talking to him, and she was like, "So what am I supposed to call you? Because you go by so many names now." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Right? Because you know he playing stupid, and she was like, "Drake, Casper," and then you know the other little identity that you thought you could keep hidden, and he like, "Okay, if you know so much, why am I here?" And she was like, "Because we got plans for you. And if you just comply and like just kind of get your ego in check, this could be a good thing for everybody." And he was like, "Oh, it could be a good thing for everybody. Like how?" I don't see how this benefit me at all. And I'm kind of looking at it for what it is. It's just bullshit. They don't have any place for me. And if I don't benefit, why would I do it? And she started laughing, and she like, you you're something. So he heard her heels clicking and shit. You know what I'm saying? She walking there, and he looked, and he not stupid. He already checked. You know what I'm saying? He changed his spectrum of vision a few times. He realized that this room is not as big as it looked, and it's just an optical illusion. And when she came in, she's on the side of a glass. So even if he was to try to fucking run at her or some shit, he couldn't get to her. So he's still sitting there, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you would have, you know." And he's like, and run face first into a wall. So then, what I'm saying, she was smiling, but then the side of her mouth kind of like, twitch a little bit because she like, you know what I'm saying, he could actually see past that because most of this light and the absence of fucking any other color besides white kind of make that illusion damn near unseeable. But he's seen it, so she like, oh, all right, and what I'm saying, she holding the foul, and he like, what is that? And she was like, this is your ticket to freedom. Well, leniency. And he like, leniency. And she like, obviously, you like to live your life a certain way. And we not trying to completely uproot your life. We just need your expertise, your help. And he's like, what do you mean my expertise? What are you talking about? Because, what I'm saying, he's still trying to probe her for what she know. And she on the other side of that because, she know Bruce. And she like, okay, so, what I'm saying, she know what it's like when somebody's probing for information or playing stupid or, what I'm saying, dancing around the subject. She's real advanced in mental games. And that's kind of her expertise and what she like to do. But she not the best at it. She played mental chess against a lot of people and lost. So she like, okay, let's just be brutally honest. Let's just clear the earth, and we gonna go one for one. And he like, one for one. Okay. And she was like, why did you run away? And he looked, and he like, why else? I wanted to be free. And she was like, okay. And he looked, and he was like, what are these expertise I supposed to have that you saying that you need me for? And she looked, and she was like, oh, you really good at wording your questions. And she explained, well, basically, what I'm saying, she already seen that one of the things that he has is, what I'm saying, that accuracy of his. And he like, yeah. And she was like, that's not a coincidence. You was made to be like that. And he was like, made? And she was like, made. And he like, okay. You know what I'm saying? He balling. He basically got his hand. One of his hands balled up in a fist, and he like kind of rubbing it with his other hand. Cause he like, made, that's all right. He not completely sure what that even means. But he do know, this is DC. A lot of things do get made. A lot of people have been made. There's all types of clones, all types of shit. This world is kind of different. So somebody being made ain't too out of the outside the possibilities. So now he thinking, he like, damn, okay, some of these puzzle pieces starting to fit. And then she like, but as far as what we need you to do, it's pretty simple. We just need information. And he like, information. And she like, yeah, it's just the place where that information is could possibly, not exist. Or it could exist. And if it do, then that means information we have is correct. But we need you to do a few things if that place is real. And he like, if it is real. And he just starts scratching his fucking chin. And he's like, so you want me to go and do shit off a hunch? And maybes. And you know what I'm saying? She sighed. She like, all right. And, she pushed her button. You know what I'm saying? Because she had a little remote in her hand. The room changed. You know what I'm saying? The lights changed and shit. Now it looked like a normal little interrogation room on his side. And, the little mirror. And it's basically just glass. So he could see her. She could see him. And, now it's basically how it's supposed to be. He see her pushing buttons and shit. And he realizing, you know what I'm saying? She turning shit off. And then she sit there and she stand there, she look at him, and she was like, genuinely, if she had anybody that she could trust to do this, she would have sent them. Any expendable would have worked. But the information that she need him to go do and go get and clean up is extremely fragile. Not too many people can know about that because not too many people even know it exists. And he like, okay. And they just sitting there looking at each other. And she was like, how about this? You do this. She would adhere to a certain level of demands that he can have. And he like, certain levels. And she was like, well, obviously, she can't just let him completely go. He's an asset. And he like an asset. And he like just picking at certain words that she's saying. Because when he say it and when she say it, like she's saying it like she's trying to make herself believe it. And he re-say it to see how she reacts to it. But from just looking at her, he can tell this situation, for some weird reason, is extremely hard for her. Like, she tense, she's shaking, she's nervous, and she fucking sweating. There's a lot going on there. And he like, what the fuck is this? Because to his knowledge, Amanda Waller is supposed to be that bitch. She's supposed to stand on business. And she kind of faltering. But, she like, obviously, you will get paid. You will be compensated for any work that you do here. And he like, I'll be compensated like a job. And she was like, yeah, if you think of it like a job, it'll be better. And he like, okay. So if I think of it like a job, And if I was to actually start doing this situation, what do the benefits look like for me? And she was like, well, obviously, you know, any of his private dealings, private life situation wouldn't be known. You know what I'm saying? That they don't really care about that. They were like private life dealings, like, because he's still trying to figure out what they got on him. And she was like, we don't know exactly what you do. We had ample amount of times to try to pinpoint what it is and figure it out. But she didn't really care to even know that because it's not really important. And now he's starting to think that's 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 suspicious because she the type that want to know everything so she can use it. And she know he doing something that he not supposed to be doing, but she didn't want to know. That's fucking strange. So he like, all right. So my private dealings would just be my private dealings. How often am I supposed to just get kidnapped like this? And she was like, yeah, this wasn't really the best of situation. She only became fully aware of what was going on. And she kind of paused and she like basically that's not what she wanted to happen. She knew about the situation for a while now, but that's not how they were supposed to even reach him or bring him in and talk to him or anything like that. They kind of went off on their own with the whole, house bugging situation and whatnot. She wanted it to be from afar and as smoothly as possible. It's supposed to just be like a smooth situation that they kind of just coast him into slowly over time. And he like, hmm. He looking at her, looking at the body language and whatnot, you know, listening to her heartbeat. And you're like, damn, she actually telling the truth. Because, yeah, I've been making sure she's been telling the truth this whole time because she not telling the truth that this whole thing is pointless. So then, she was like, she don't want to completely like mess with his life, but at the same time, he he is the only thing she got that she can really use in this situation. Oh my fucking god. My fault. Niggas tried to call me. But I'm gonna have to fucking call. I'm gonna have to pick that call up later. I'm gonna have to call them back. But uh basically, I was saying, she started explaining that her standing in the American government and whatnot and all of her various situations have been kind of the government they was giving her leniency for a lot of the crazy shit she was doing because her shit was working. But there's some new and old people that kind of start shaking hands behind closed doors and meeting and shit. And now everything she ever did is coming under a microscope and it's under review. And as far as most of it, she don't really care. But it's a particular project that she don't want nobody to know about. And that project just so happened to be the Dark Star project. And he like Dark Star. And she like, yes. Anything else she don't really care about. But what she need him to do is to hunt down Darkstar wherever it could be information wise, wherever it could have gotten leaked, and just get rid of it. And he like, so I'm hunting down information that I don't know where it originates from, and I'm supposed to just hunt this down and just get rid of it. And she was like, yes. And he's like, how? Like, where do I even start? And she was like, first, you start at the Pentagon. And from there, you know, you find out who could have leaked it, because it wasn't even supposed to be a thing that was on any servers. So you gotta find the person who even uploaded it to a server. They gotta be dealt with. And anybody they could have potentially told have to be dealt with. And then anybody who have ever stumbled across that file kinda have to be dealt with. And, you know, he like, that's a lot of dealing. And, you know what I'm saying? She say this project is extremely sensitive. It's something that not too many people would accept. And if, you know, it was to come out, you know, it'll most definitely, she wouldn't be able to control what happens. And control is her thing. So he sit there, he like, huh. He still was listening to her heartbeat and whatnot. And, you know, she fluctuated a lot, especially when she was talking about this whole Darkstar thing. So he know this shit is serious to her. It's personal, actually. You don't know why, but at the same time, how else is he supposed to take it? You know what I'm saying? He get certain liberties, he get paid. And as far as like this upper level of the government, they just kind of forget that he exists in a way. Because she was saying that they wasn't going to interfere with anything he was doing. Like, so it's basically like they don't know. So, you're like, all right. I'll do it. But how the fuck am I supposed to get into the Pentagon? And she was like, well, actually, I might have overstepped there. First, I need you to go. And, you know, I said, she started flipping through some shit. And she was like, to Cadmus. And he like, Cadmus? What the fuck is that? And, you know what I'm saying, he playing that shit off. He know what Cadmus is. He know. Hey, them the motherfuckers that made Superboy. So she was like, I need you to go to Cadmus. Because there's a particular, well, actually there's two particular people there that kinda need to be accounted for. And she was like, one is a nanotechnology expert, and the other one is a geneticist. And he like, okay. So like, do I get any gear, or am I supposed to just fucking go? And, you know, I said, she started smiling, and she was like, well, whatever you want. To your left. And, you know what I'm saying, the door opened up out the wall and shit. He look at her, you know what I'm saying. He turned, he start walking off. You know what I'm saying? He heard her, you know, start controlling her breathing and shit as he, you know, walking away. You know what I'm saying? Calming herself down and shit. And he like, And you know what I'm saying? He thinking about that. Because what could that be? And yeah, I ain't gonna lie. As much as I wanted to, I ran out of time. But hopefully hopefully this keep y'all niggas hungry, well fed, and not hungry until I can come back. Whenever the fuck I can come back. Hopefully tomorrow. But if not, you know what I'm saying, it ain't gonna be too far away. Because clearly, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. And if I have a little bit more time, I might just stream. So like, actually, I ain't even gonna put that out. I'm gonna think on that because that might not happen. But if it do, just know if that stream happen, y'all boys in for some good shit. But if it don't, tragic. And you know, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're not subscribed already. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next part. Peace.